Hey everyone. So you wanted to hear more about the new Twisters movie.
Oh, yeah.
Got you covered. We did a deep dive into not one, but two.
Oh, wow.
Two detailed reviews, one focusing on the movie and one on that 4K Blu-ray.
Nice.
It just came out. So, yeah, buckle up, Storm Chasers.
You know, it's wild. This isn't a reboot, it's a sequel.
What?
A sequel, 28 years after the first Twister.
Wow.
Yeah, so new generation of storm chasers, all
Yeah.
this cutting-edge tech, but, echoes of the original.
Oh, and speaking of cutting edge, this isn't some old release or anything.
Oh, right.
The 4K Blu-ray came out like last week,
Oh, wow, that's fresh.
October 22nd. Brand new. We're right on top of it.
Love it. And this one, it throws you right into Oklahoma, a wild week of tornado activity.
Oh.
So think competing storm chasing teams, high stakes drama.
Yeah.
Oh, and a little romance sprinkled in, just like the original.
Ooh, a little bit of that classic disaster movie formula,
Yeah, exactly.
but with a new, new generation twist.
Yeah.
Okay, before we get sucked into the plot, though, let's talk about who is braving these storms, right?
Of course. Yeah.
We got Daisy Edgar Jones and Glenn Powell leading the way.
Ah, nice.
Do those names ring a bell?
Yeah, you might know Daisy Edgar Jones from Where the Crawdads Sing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And Glenn Powell's been making waves in that recent rom-com, Anyone But You.
Oh, right, yeah, I saw that trailer, okay?
Yeah.
And behind the camera, we got director Lee Isaac Chung.
Oh, interesting.
You might remember his work from Minari.
That's right. Minari, didn't that get an Oscar?
Yeah, Oscar connection.
Wow. Okay.
So, all right, let's get into this plot.
Let's do it.
What did our Blu-ray.com review say about how this story spins out?
Well, the review highlighted some really interesting parallels to the first Twister.
Okay, I like it.
Strong female lead, again, very similar team dynamics.
Okay.
And get this, they even brought back those iconic red trucks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it makes you wonder if those red trucks are just part of the storm chasing uniform now, right?
I know. It's like you got to have those red trucks.
Well, you ought to have them.
It's in the rule book.
Right, yeah.
And the review also pointed out that Twisters does follow that classic disaster movie formula.
Yeah.
Do you think they do it well?
From what the review says, it sounds like they totally nail it.
Okay.
They specifically raved about Daisy Edgar Jones's performance.
Yeah.
They said she just absolutely captures that
Oh, wow.
raw, visceral fear of facing down a massive tornado.
I love it when actors can really sell that terror.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like you really feel it.
It's believable, yeah.
Okay, but what about that social media element?
Ah, yes.
We saw some hints of it in the trailers. Did the review mention anything about how that plays into the film?
They did, actually, and it sounds like it was a bit of a mixed bag.
Interesting.
The reviewer wondered if that whole social media angle felt a little too, I don't know, maybe a little too trendy.
Oh.
Like maybe the filmmakers were trying a little too hard to tap into,
Oh, okay. That current obsession we all have with online fame and everything
Right.
makes you wonder if that part of the film will age well.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But honestly, the real stars of this movie, you gotta admit, are the tornadoes themselves.
Oh, for sure.
So what did those look like in glorious 4K?
Both reviews we looked at, they just raved about those visuals.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
those sweeping shots of the Oklahoma landscape.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely breathtaking.
Okay. And what about the destruction scenes? Did they hold back at all on the detail?
No, not at all. The reviewer actually highlighted the incredible level of detail
Oh, nice.
in those scenes,
Yeah.
saying you could practically count like the individual pieces of debris flying through the air.
Wow, that's commitment to realism.
Yeah,
Speaking of realism, did they actually use real tornado footage?
they did. The review mentioned that they use real footage as a basis for a lot of those effect shots.
Oh, and then they enhanced it with CGI and they actually worked with scientific advisors too.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing how far the technology has come since the original Twister.
I know. It's like a complete upgrade.
Total upgrade.
Speaking of upgrades, what about the sound design?
Ah, yes.
You can't have a truly immersive tornado experience without some bone-rattling sound, right?
Absolutely not. And the Blu-ray.com review, they were all about that Dolby Atmos experience.
Oh, nice.
Called it a major highlight of the release, yeah.
So describe it, like what are we hearing?
So they describe this incredibly immersive soundscape, puts you right in the heart of the storm.
Okay, so we're talking like wind, debris, intense music, all swirling around us in Dolby Atmos.
Yes, exactly. The reviewer actually suggested watching some scenes with your eyes closed to
Wow,
get the full effect.
that's a serious endorsement.
It is, it is.
Okay, so what about bonus features?
Oh, yeah.
Anything exciting for those diehard Twister fans?
Oh, tons of extras on this Blu-ray. Deleted scenes, a gag reel,
Yeah.
behind the scenes looks at the effects, the sound design, all that.
Anything in particular that stands out?
There's a featurette called Glenn Powell All Access.
Oh, okay.
That sounds pretty interesting. Gives you a peek into his Oklahoma apartment during filming.
Really?
Yeah. And then there's this really fun commentary track
Okay.
with the director where he basically just hangs out and watches the movie with you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like a virtual movie night.
Yeah, exactly.
So bottom line, overall verdict.
Yeah.
Must add to the watch list.
The review gave it a very strong recommendation.
Okay.
Basically said, if you liked the original Twister, you're going to love this one too.
Awesome.
It's that classic disaster movie formula done really well.
Yeah.
The amazing visuals and sound design apparently will just completely blow you away.
I love it.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a surefire hit for fans of those classic disaster movies.
Yeah. Definitely. But here's where it gets interesting. You know how the review compared Twisters to those other 90s disaster flicks?
Yeah.
Like Volcano and Armageddon?
Oh, right.
Those movies really tapped into the anxieties of that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Natural disasters, global threats.
Right.
Made you think.
Yeah.
So it made me wonder, what anxieties does Twisters reflect about our time? Like, what are our modern day fears?
Ooh, that's a really good question. So Twisters isn't just a fun popcorn movie.
Right.
It's also like a reflection of what we're going through culturally right now.
Exactly. And think about this. The original Twister came out before we were all obsessed with social media.
Right.
Now, Twisters is bringing in all those elements of viral fame.
Yeah.
Online personalities that need to document everything.
It's true.
It's almost like the movie's making a statement about how we deal with natural disasters these days.
Oh, interesting.
In the age of, likes and shares.
It makes you wonder if that's why the social media stuff in the film felt a little, I don't know, a little forced, according to the review.
Right. It's like the movie is trying to show us something about ourselves.
Yeah.
Maybe something we're not that comfortable seeing.
It's true. And on top of that, there's the whole technology angle.
Oh, absolutely.
In Twisters, they've got all this advanced storm chasing gear, real-time data. They're even trying to manipulate the tornadoes with technology,
Right.
which, it kind of reflects our own dependence on technology, doesn't it?
It really does.
But it makes you wonder if we're really in control or if we're just fooling ourselves.
That's such a good point. It's like technology gives us these amazing tools to try and understand, maybe even control these massive forces of nature.
Right.
But at the same time, it exposes how vulnerable we really are.
It's a double-edged sword, for sure.
It is. And if we go even deeper, you could argue that it's really a metaphor for our relationship with nature itself.
Oh, wow.
Are we trying to conquer it, or are we just at its mercy?
Big questions. Okay, so we've got this anxiety about social media, our reliance on technology, this uneasy relationship with nature, all swirling around in Twisters.
It's a lot to unpack.
So what does it all mean for us, the viewers? What's the takeaway here?
Well, I think it gives us a lot to think about, that's for sure.
Yeah.
On the surface, it's pure escapism. A visual spectacle, you get that adrenaline rush.
Oh, yeah.
But there's this other layer to it, this deeper meaning that makes you want to dig a little further.
Yeah.
Really engage with the film.
So it's like a layer cake, right? You get that first taste of the visuals and the action.
Exactly.
But then there's this deeper, more complex layer underneath.
It's so true. And it's that deeper layer that sets Twisters apart from your typical disaster movie.
Yeah.
It becomes more than just entertainment. It's a commentary on the world we live in right now.
It's making us think about these big questions about technology, about nature, about, fame in the digital age.
It really is. So after all this discussion, I have to ask,
Yeah.
are you putting Twisters on your watch list?
You know what? I think I am. I'm really curious to see how they actually handle all these themes,
Me too.
especially that social media aspect.
Oh, yeah.
Will it feel like it belongs in the story, or will it be this weird thing that's just kind of tacked on?
It's a tough balance to strike.
It is. but I'm hopeful.
Me too.
All right, so before we get too swept away in all these ideas, let's bring it back to you, the listener.
So what are you thinking after all of this? What really stuck with you?
Yeah, what really stood out? Was it the sheer awesomeness of those tornado effects?
Yeah, those were pretty wild, right?
Or maybe you got really caught up in that rivalry between the storm-chasing teams.
Yeah, or maybe it was those bigger questions we're talking about, about technology and and our place in the world.
Our obsession with
social media,
validation, all of that. Whatever's going through your mind, we want to know.
Absolutely. Share your thoughts, any questions you have, any aha moments.
Yeah, anything this discussion sparked for you.
Yeah, because you never know. Your insights might inspire our next deep dive.
That's right.
And that's what makes this so exciting, right?
Yeah.
It's not just our perspective. It's about how all of this connects with you, the listener.
That's what we love about doing this.
And what you bring to the conversation.
Exactly. So don't be shy. Head over to our website, drop a comment, or even send us a voice message.
Oh, yeah.
We're always listening.
Always.
And we love hearing from you.
We really do. And hey, if you're still hungry for more twisters after this, definitely go check out those full reviews that we mentioned.
They've got even more juicy details.
Oh, yeah. Tons of details and insights that we didn't have time to get to today.
Think of this as just the appetizer.
Exactly. The jumping off point for your own Twisters journey.
And who knows, maybe after you've seen the movie yourself, we'll do a follow-up deep dive.
Ooh, I like that.
We could compare the original Twister with this new sequel.
Oh, that'd be fun.
See how the characters have changed, how the technology's different.
How those anxieties have maybe evolved.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That would be a whirlwind of a conversation.
It would. But until then, keep an eye out for those storm clouds.
Stay curious.
And never underestimate the power of a good deep dive.
Never.
We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.